Here is the model kit given to me by my grandsons, Levi and Avon. I'll be using it for a yard office on my model railroad. It's a very basic Walthers kit. They don't come any easier than this one. And you see here it's got this little back loading dock on the back here. Well, it doesn't fit in the position that I want it to be on the layout with that loading dock there. So I took the building and built a different back wall that's just flat. And then I took the back wall, which has the loading dock, and somewhere on the layout I'll find a place to put this just as a flat up against the wall. It'll look like a building, but without there actually having to be a building there. Here's where it's going to be on the layout. This is the engine house. And I thought they needed a little bit of an office, so it's going to go back here, and you can see there's no room behind for that loading dock, but I thought make a little flat spot there, and that'll be the office for the yard and the engine facility. The yard's all down that way. So these are the kit instructions, and I thought I'd point out a few things here. First of all, it's always good to know what the instructions are. And the first couple of kits you build, you should probably follow the instructions, but I never follow the instructions. There's almost always a better way to do things. You need to paint some things before you put them together, you know, that kind of thing. But here I had to take off these little parts of the roof here. I had to take that off of that back wall because I needed these on that piece that I added so that they completed the corner here. You can see that if you go back, you can see those glued on there. Also, these windows, all the windows actually, they look very old. They look like 1950s windows. Modern windows don't have those little panels like that. And of course, some of the older buildings still do, so it's okay to have some of them. But I like to make the buildings look a little more modern by giving them some more modern windows which have bigger panes of glass. So what I'm going to do here is take these two front windows, which are the two main windows, and cut out some of those stanchions there and make it bigger glass. So here's one of those. Here's one of those windows. Where is it? There it is. One of those windows as was. And then here's one where I've already cut out the stanchions, give it a more modern look, big window look, bay window kind of a thing. So I have to do the other one, and I probably won't do any of the other windows because they're on the side or the back or whatever. We'll see. Anyway, thought I'd show you that. So one way to disguise that I'm making two buildings out of one kit is paint them different colors. So here I've started off one gray, one brick color, and then there's the little shed that goes on the back. That's going to be white, but they're going to be weathered and painted up in more detail. So we'll see how it goes, and they should look very different when we're done. Alright, I've done a little more work on the sub-assemblies. Painted some details on this one. You put a thin wash over it, which brings out the brick detail. The little white shed's been weathered, pre-weathered, so that'll go on without messing up anything next to it. This is where it goes. You did the same thing with this brick. Put a black wash on it to bring out the detail of the brick. And the roof is painted black. Windows are painted white. So all the sub pieces have been painted, ready to put everything together. So here we have final assembly on the two sections. And it all looks pretty good. And a little extra, add a little extra weathering. And the only thing that's missing now is the windows. They go in last after everything's painted, weathered, fixed, finished. So the windows go in last so that you don't mess them up by, you know, any other touching up or anything. So there we are. Next would be installation on the railroad. Okay, so you may recall we wanted the building to fit right in here. So we're going to mark where that is. And we got to clean out this little bit of scenery that's there. And everything is glued down with water-soluble glue, so the way to do that is to spray some water on here. We'll let that soak in. And then we'll be able to scrape away all the stuff that's here. We'll have to give it a few minutes. Trees come out right away. We may have to cut the rock down there. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out exactly. There, you got the idea. I'll have to work on that a little bit for a while. Alright, that's pretty good. Do a quick test fit. Alright. Yep. Let's see, we need to touch up the color back there a little bit. We don't want any white to show. A quick dab of a similar color of paint. And that'll be good enough. When that dries, we'll put the building in there, throw some scenery around it a little bit, glue everything down. Okay, to add some sand in along, fill in the gaps along the bottom of the building. Okay, brush it in here. Good. Here we're going to put some bushes back in. Push these bushes over. Okay. All right, that's enough for now. All right, normally you just flood this area with an area like this with soapy water, which is what this is. But because it's just a little area and I don't want to get a lot of water on the building, just throw the water in here like so. Put it on everything. Because it's a little bit soapy, there's no water tension, so it just gets all soaked in. Okay. Put the water out. Now this is white glue diluted with water and a little soap maybe, I think, in there. And then you just put that on too. This is the white glue. It looks white now, but it'll all dry clear. Put up there because when I was scraping, I weakened that area. All right, that's it. Just let that dry, and it'll be good to go. It's 24 hours later. Building's all done. It's dried. Glass in the windows. You can see that there. And it's nice to park a truck outside. And here's a view of the larger engine facility a little bit. And a picture of the other part of the building installed. And here's a further away view of that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Good girl.